Yes, you can become a data analyst knowing only Excel. No, this isn't clickbait because I've done it. If ever you wanted to become a data analyst but felt intimidated by all the technical skills required, well, let me tell you a secret. You don't need a PhD in statistics or programming to even get started in data analytics. You could probably get started in data analytics knowing just Excel. In fact, a good few years ago, I was in the same boat as you. I only knew Excel, but I really wanted to break into the world of data analytics. And guess what? I did it. Now I'm proficient in tools like Tableau, SQL, and even programming languages like Python and R. So I thought today I'll share with you how you can do this too. But before I do teach you the tricks of the trade, please subscribe and I will create more videos like this. Let's talk about the choice of the company. So first off, I need to tell you that this whole process may not be a traditional career path. If you go that traditional way, you get started at a big company as a junior analyst or intern, and now you have to work your way up. Now, that is a common way, but chances are, especially in this climate, it's hard to find a job as a data analyst with little experience at a large corporation off the bat. But that's okay, because there are smaller companies out there that need data analysts too. And these companies may not often have a data department because this is where you come in. And this is what I did. When I started out, I didn't even get any jobs with bigger companies because I really didn't know anything. I knew Excel, but my only work experience was engineering, and that was very practical. So I decided to apply to smaller companies, and they were happy just with me knowing Excel. So with that being said, when you're employed as a data analyst at a big or small company, what exactly would you do? Now, as a data analyst, you'll be responsible for analyzing data. I give such great answers sometimes. What I mean to say is that you take the data, you clean it up a bit, and you develop your reports and feed back your analysis and recommendations in the form of a dashboard or report. And the cool thing here is that you generally feed it back to stakeholders, such as managers or even CEOs and leadership teams. And they often give you feedback on what you should do and your next steps. Now, working for smaller companies means you get to start from scratch. And that was my experience. So you get to work with smaller data sets that are perfect for Excel. And you also have the opportunity to try out new technologies without being restricted. This is a great foundation to start off with. So you get to show some cool business insight through your Excel analysis, and often you actually do work directly with the CEO or the leadership team. Now, in larger companies, that doesn't happen very often. In larger companies, you'll often be in a bigger department, and as a junior analyst, you'll get tasked with smaller projects that may not be too important. Which, look, that's understandable in the company's point of view, right? But for your own personal development, the more responsibility you get, the better you get. So smaller companies will just give you that responsibility because there's limited resources. They're not very picky. They just want things done. Now, I have to say that yes, if you are going to choose a smaller company, your salary may be lower than market related or at the lower end. And that's what I experienced, but you'll grow quickly and upskill, which then increases your value as an employee. The first 1 to 2 years of your career shouldn't be the years where you make the most money. You should just grow a lot. So to recap, you need to look for jobs with smaller companies. Companies that are startups are actually great. Obviously, keep in mind that you want a company that looks like it's making money and looks like it has been making money for a decent amount of time. And then also make sure that your Excel skills are polished. You know how to use formulas, pivot tables, build dashboards, etc. I actually have a great video on building dashboards, and you can view it here. Now that should get you in the door. Next step would be, how would you build that smaller company's data pipeline using Excel? So with Excel, setting a data pipeline can be pretty easy. You input the data on Excel. You can use formulas and functions, pivot tables, whatever to clean the data, and then build your dashboard or report on Excel. and then you get to send it to the stakeholders. Now, believe it or not, that is a simple data pipeline, and you would have done all of that on Excel. Now, remember, for your own sake, you don't only want to use Excel. On the company's point of view, Excel is great for small data sets, but it's not good if your data is complicated or you're storing sensitive information. Now, on your point of view, you want to learn other skills because you want to stand out and increase your value to the market. So once you're able to build a simple pipeline using Excel, you can then scale up one process at a time. So maybe then try out loading the data to a SQL database. This should help if your datasets are getting larger and Excel generally gets slower. It's also a lot more secure than using an Excel spreadsheet. Just remember, anyone can access or change things on an Excel document, but with the SQL databases, there are restricted access and loads of security settings depending on who you choose as your provider, such as Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, Snowflake, etc. So generally, if it is sensitive data, that is the route that the company needs to go in order to be compliant. But anyway, once you've done that, you can actually try using Power BI or even Tableau or any sort of data visualization tool to build dashboards, including Google Data Studio. Again, this is a great skill to have because these tools can handle large data sets and complex calculations, especially Tableau. So data visualization is also quite a nice and creative aspect to data analysis, and it's the final things that you see, and it's actually the final thing that your stakeholder sees. If you create a good functional dashboard that actually gives them the insight they need, they will love you for it. Now, we can even take this one step further because at a later stage, you can do advanced analytics on Python and maybe then try an ETL tool like dbt or Alteryx, or even use Python again to clean your data and add that to the pipeline. It's all about building up as your dataset gets more complicated. But that also means that 1 year down the road, you would have gotten some good, real-life practical experience on SQL, data visualization tools, and programming languages, and you would have been the main person responsible. This is because you would probably do this by yourself at a small company with much more freedom. And once you're ready, the next time you're on the market for a new job, your salary would be at the higher end because you're much more skilled than other people with your experience. And this would have happened because you just started with Excel and you started from the bottom. So, moral of the story is don't be intimidated by the world of data analytics. Yes, with Excel as your starting point, you can still become a good data analyst and skill up pretty easily. Just find a smaller company that needs your skills and start building up your knowledge one step at a time. Just remember, every career path has its pros and cons. I really hope this video has been helpful for you. Please let me know your thoughts below, and if there's anything else that you like to comment. If you like my content, please subscribe, like, comment for the algorithm and for my self-esteem. It means a lot. But until next time, bye.